What's going on? It's the RapNerd, and if you haven't heard the news by now, I'm letting you know there are plans to do a sequel to I Know What You Did Last Summer, and I am super excited about that. I Know What You Did Last Summer, the first one and the second one, honestly, are literally two of my favorite slashers of all time. That 90s nostalgia cannot be beat, and I am not afraid to say that. And honestly, I think the movies are actually pretty good too. So I read the article and it didn't say if it was going to be directly a sequel to the first movie, or if somebody has another article that says otherwise, you gotta excuse me. But I couldn't tell if it was going to be a sequel to the very first one or a sequel to the second one. I Still Know What You Did Last Summer, which I think they should do a legacy sequel to that and not just skip over that movie, because we gotta have Brandy in it. Like, Brandy has to be in it. I'm gonna be pushing for that. I think she's a big reason why a lot of people like the second one so much, you know, top of the location switch. But she was an integral character in that film that kind of took the place of Sarah Michelle Gellar's character, even though she ended up dying at the end. So her new friend in Brandy just made the film great to me. And I think they should go about it as a legacy sequel, the same way that Halloween went about it, the same way that Texas Chainsaw Massacre went about it, and the same way it seems like they're gonna go with Friday the 13th and The Exorcist. There we go. They should definitely go that route, because seeing these characters grow so much, especially with age. I mean, the movies came out 20 years ago, so all these characters are in different places. You know, I hope that we can pick up in, like, maybe Freddie Prince's character and Jennifer's character, they both have kids and they can get brought along into this, and they're kind of running the show as far as the forefront. But you have the adults coming in to kind of play the link between the two, like the same way in Scream. Like, I feel like Scream 5 felt more like a legacy sequel than an actual direct sequel to 4, and I hope that this keeps that same energy. Bring back Ben Willis. Like, who else is connected to him? You know, in the second one, it was a son, so they could easily write something different. Like, he has another kid that they come in and the kid is trying to settle the score in a peaceful manner with the crew that was in the original set of movies. And you could even tie in some other characters to who's being related, and it would be something to see. I even saw some people talking about bringing back Sarah Michelle Gellar. I don't know how they would do that, because she's definitely died in that movie. There's no getting around that. You can't cut away to say, like, oh, she didn't die, like how they did try to do in Halloween 4. Like, Michael Myers just blew up, but he walked out of there unscathed. This isn't that type of movie, so I wonder how they're gonna go about it. But either way, I'm excited. I remember seeing Freddie Prince on Twitter championing for it. He was like, everyone's doing a legacy sequel, huh? I got one that they should do, and this is a perfect one to do. I hope they actually go through with it, honestly. I think it will, just because I feel like horror last year really stepped up, and I mean, not say stepped up like they've been slacking, but there's just been a huge difference when horror is popping theatrically. Because even me, being a horror guy, I think all these years had great movies, but last year was a golden year for having so many great theatrical releases. And as we've seen, these legacy sequels, these IPs are very popular. They continue to stay popular, and bringing it back would just be not only a cash cow, but I think they can make a really, really good one, because you have this rich lore between these two films, you know, and such a unique slasher, having Ben Willis with The Hook and The Fisherman. There's so many things you could do that. That's why I think the first two are so unique, because they really prey on that idea of where a fisherman would be. You know, the first one being in like a small fisherman town, or like a lake, an ocean town in North Carolina, and the second one being in the Bahamas, where it's just surrounded by water. You know, they're in an ocean-locked place where they can't get away. So what better thing to have in both places is a fisherman killer? I feel like they can definitely expound upon that in these later years, and even show the trauma between the characters who are still alive. Like, I even want to see Ryan come back, because he survived in the first one. So I'm like, where is he now? Is he still the hothead that he was, or did he kind of calm down and learn a better way? Is he still rich? Is his family still rich? Did he move to a different city, go broke, blah, blah, blah? There's just so many different things you could do. Hell, did Jennifer's character, I'm sitting here talking about the characters, I forgot their names, but if Jennifer's character and Freddy's character, are they even still together? You know, were they able to get past their trauma, and did they split, and could this movie be the reason why they come back together and see eye to eye like they once were in the first two movies? a whole lot you can do here. You know, where does Brandy play out? Like, how does she end up dealing with her own trauma? I'm excited about this. Like, I hope we get this news greenlit sooner than later. Like, I'm hoping this year they say, yep, we're doing this. It's in development, or we got a script written and we're definitely doing it on this day. Because like I said, Freddie, he already said he's in for it. Jennifer already said she's down too. So just get Brandy in this. Please get Brandy and get Ryan. Bring all of them back, and let's just make this thing pop off, you know, with the generations of these legacy characters, man. I can't wait. So let me know what you think in the comments. Do you want to see a legacy sequel? How would you do the sequel? And are you excited? I know I am. I'm over the moon. So anyway, if you like this kind of content, make sure to like and subscribe, and until next time, peace.
RapNerd Productions, no capping, that's word to mommy.